Here's a thought to ponder this Labor Day weekend for those with kids in high school. Send them off to college or have them learn a trade? The answer is not as clear-cut as you may think. Have a seat. You and I are sitting on and next to the most used piece of equipment.
I think some of the biggest decisions was made on one of these.
That's Julius Wright sitting on the other toilet seat. He's a master plumber and an instructor.
Prepare for the worst, and if you walk out on the best, you're good.
At the training facility for the Plumbers and Gas Fitters Union, Local 5 in Lanham, Maryland.
It's just you and a snake.
As we saw last summer, here young men and women go through a 5-year apprenticeship learning the trade before they can call themselves licensed plumbers.
I was one of those kids that knew I wasn't going to college. It's crazy because it's a 5-year apprenticeship in college. It's 4 years, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. You come here, but...
Here you don't have student loans that you have to pay back.
You're getting paid.
You're getting paid to learn a trade.
Learning here and assisting a licensed plumber on the job, an apprentice can make up to $77,000 a year. Even so, says Brandon Magrowski, the work carries a certain stigma.
Growing up, my parents would see something like that and say, oh, go to school so you don't end up like them. Well, great pay, great benefits. I'm not doing bad, but normal people still look down on us.
Why do you say normal people?
The regular everyday people, the people that work 9 to 5 in an office, we get dirty, we get smelly, we get covered in all sorts of muck. It's just what we do.
The division is partly a function of people thinking that because the work is dirty, it must be stupid. If people never attempted skilled manual work, they may not understand just how intellectually rich and engaging it can be and demanding.
To describe Matthew Crawford as a mechanic with a PhD in philosophy is a little glib, but it's also true.
I was the director of a think tank, and I quit that job to open a motorcycle repair shop.
Because?
Well, the think tank work, essentially we started with a set of conclusions, the ones that our donors wanted, and then worked backward to a set of premises that could get us to the conclusions. Whereas if you're trying to figure out why a bike doesn't start and run right, you can't weasel your way out of it not starting and running right.
And, Crawford reminds us, there are 43 million Americans carrying a student loan debt averaging somewhere north of $37,000. The trades, meanwhile, provide more than just a good living.
What distinguishes the skilled trades, I think, is that you're always using your own judgment. The physical circumstances in which a plumber does work or an electrician, that you're never simply following a set of instructions. You always have to get a handle on some novel situation and diagnose it.
We do work with our hands a lot, but a lot of it's up here and people don't really appreciate that. People think it's simple to fix a toilet and they think it's simple to weld pipe.
That's Local 5 apprentice Jack Teese.
The guy I work with said it's art without an audience.
I like that. Art without an audience.
I say that to the foreman all the time. It's artwork without an audience.
What do you think is causing the divisions in this country today?
Ignorance. This is an opportunity to do the
Taria, call him T. Smalls, is business manager of Local 5.
That stigma, that myth, that people that are in trades did trades because they couldn't do anything else. Not understanding that the guy that engineered the highways is a trade guy. The guy that engineered the IT services that get you your internet is a trade-based guy.
In the old days, a union man was a Democrat. Always.
Yeah.
Through and through.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Because?
You put trust in politicians, they'll break your heart, you know?
At the union level, I think they always say it's about Democrat, but if you talk to people out in the field, most of them are very conservative in their values.
You come to work, as long as we're getting work done, you can believe whatever you want.
I work with all different type of people.
You're looking at 3 master plumbers, Jonas Bonilla, Mary Sims, Renika Dix. Do they enjoy perfect racial and gender equality? Not quite, but they do get the same pay.
Pay scale is even, but I think it wouldn't be that way if it weren't union.
That's not the way it is out in the world.
No.
Women make less than men do, significantly less. So one more for the union, right? There you go.
I feel like people aren't transparent with what the real wages are for these industries. That stigma has pushed down and pushed the vocational trades out of the schools when in reality, we need those trades.
A lot of the divisions in America today seem rooted in the perception that some white-collar workers and many college graduates have about themselves relative to the tradespeople who keep their homes and their cars and their utilities functioning.
That illusion contributes to the contempt that many people feel for the working class. So to my mind, a lot of that division in the country is facilitated by a lack of acquaintance with the kind of work that others are doing for those of us who are free of it ourselves.
Do you mind my asking what you take home in a year?
Over 100 grand, over $100,000.
It's a modest answer. Julius makes way over $100,000. You got a house?
Yeah, I have 2 houses. I have 2 houses.
Why do you think people still have such a strange outlook toward the working man and woman?
Man, if I could answer that, I feel, my opinion is people need to have a certain status or feel they're in a certain class group over someone else.
And you think going to college gives people that sense of, I'm a little better than you are?
Yes, because I'm educated. They don't think we're educated. What the pandemic taught us was that we're essential. When they were locked in their house and this doesn't work, who do you call? The uneducated plumber, right? So now, who's winning? The college or the trade?